well, to use a World Cup analogy, you've essentially got OPEC as a soccer team, and you've got certain players that are playing defence. So you've got Iran, you've got Angola, you've got Nigeria, that are really sort of dialing back on their exports. So they're kind of on the back foot. Whereas attacking things, you've got core OPEC. So you've got Saudi Arabia, you've got Kuwait, you've got United Arab Emirates. So as these players are pulling oil off the market, Venezuela, etc., you've got...
A lot of them not by choice, by the way, just by default or by their shooting themselves in the foot,
And that's only going to continue with the likes of Iran. You have got Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates that are stepping up to fill that gap. So in theory, what we've heard from the Saudi oil minister is that we should see the market kind of staying where it is here because they're trying to balance it around that $75 mark for Brent. We've seen a bit of a rise from WTI, but that's more to do with US-specific issues. But in terms of Brent, we got up to $80 there. Everyone suddenly got scared about demand growth. Now we're going to see them pulling those levers to try and keep us in the 70s there.
Did you hear how he phrased that? So to me, when you look at Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait, it sounds like that's a market share grab because of what Michelle just said, that Iran and other countries can't increase their production. So it sounds like at the end of the day, those three are going to increase basically their share of the pie.
Right.
It's not a noble endeavor that you would look at. So that 1 million barrels turns into 600,000 or so per day.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like to me. And what happened to the glut of oil? What happened to the overproduction? What happened to the USA producing? Why did that go away?
Well, it hasn't in terms of US producers. Actually, the data is out for the weekly tomorrow, and we should see 3 records from the US. We're going to see record refinery runs, potentially. We're going to see record US production, and we're going to see record US exports. And so all that is happening, but at the same time, you've had Saudi Arabia and the rest of OPEC reining in that production, some because they had to, some because we were just seeing their production dropping, like Venezuela and Iran. So that's why we've got back to that 5-year average in terms of those inventories there. Saudi really cut flows to the US, and so that's why US inventories are now sort of 100 million barrels a day, 100 million barrels lower than they were sort of this time last year. So that's why we're really back in balance here, even though US keeps production coming to market.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.